Hey everyone, my name is Xenia. Welcome to this very special holiday episode of Did That Kitchen, and today I'm going to be making a traditional Russian holiday salad but with American ingredients. So happy holidays everyone, happy new year. This is gonna work as the holiday pajamas today because you're not getting red and green today because everything is pink. Like my whole apartment stuff is pink. Even my Christmas tree is pink. Roll the footage, here's the proof. So this is my holiday vibe and this is my attempt at being festive. Just take this instead of the, I don't know, Santa hat or something. And also, this is my attempt at being comfortable while cooking and have my hair out of the way. What we're doing today is we're cooking the traditional holiday salad that we make and eat in Russia every single year, and it's called Olivier. Legend has it that Olivier was invented in the mid-18th century by a French chef in St. Petersburg. And interestingly enough, back then, that salad had a way different ingredient list. It was more on the high-end side. It had quail, it had caviar in it, but the way that we do it, the way that we cook it now is way different. And history doesn't really confirm how or why it became the traditional New Year's salad, but some rumors have it that it made its huge return during the Soviet times when the descendants of immigrants brought French cooking to the USSR, and of course the ingredient list was again way different, way more affordable for Soviet people at the time and now too. And honestly, for me personally, again as a Russian, this is the dish to eat for New Year's. So I kind of wanted to bring this Russian festive New Year spirit to here and make it, but I did face some challenges already, even before I started cooking, with American ingredients that I'm gonna use for it. So you guys are gonna take this journey with me and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out as we go. For this recipe, you will need hard-boiled eggs, canned peas, boiled and cooled potatoes, pickles, cold cut meat, but we will come back to this, and mayo. You're also probably gonna need a large pot to mix everything in, and when I make Olivier and when Russians make Olivier, you usually make it in a pot, not in a bowl, because then you can mix everything up in a pot and then transfer it to a bowl and only dress it in there and like do it in parts. Also, usually New Year's is like a huge holiday, huge family gathering. So there's even Russian memes about like a basin full of Olivier for New Year's. So this is not a salad that you make in small portions, let me tell you that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretty much dice everything, but let me start with the ingredients that I'm most worried about. So the meat, right? Oh, by the way, also some people add like poached carrots, but I'm not a fan of, you know, cooked carrots. And raw carrots I can't do because I'm allergic, so we're not doing carrots, but you can do carrots. Okay, the meat. Sometimes people use like a chicken breast or like boiled like beef, which is more rare, which is less likely to happen statistically. But more often than not, people use kielbasa. Not to be mistaken with Polish kielbasa, which I know is different. So kielbasa, there are different types of kielbasa. The one that you would use for this would usually be doktorska, which means doctors. Interesting. So it's like a boiled, processed Russian cold cut meat. So I tried to find something remotely close to kielbasa, which would exist in the American reality, which again, I want to preface most of this video by saying that I could go to like a Russian grocery store and I could go to like a Ukrainian grocery store and none of this would be happening and I wouldn't be complaining about cold cuts that you Americans have. But what would be the fun in that, right? So we're doing it with American ingredients, that's the whole thing. So I figured the closest I could find to doktorska kielbasa would be bologna, which to me is weird that this word is pronounced bologna apparently, which I know this bologna is a town in Italy. It looks exactly like doktorska kielbasa. We're gonna try it and we're gonna see whether it actually fits the, you know, the flavor profile and whether it actually is as similar to kielbasa as I think it is. But we do have backup. I got the oven roasted turkey breast, which I figured that if you could potentially use a chicken breast for the salad, this could substitute but still bring this like cold cut quality. So let's try bologna, I guess, for the first time. I've never tried it, never had it. I am scared because I know people complain about it. I know people hate it, kind of like spam. I have tried spam. Spam is very okay to me as a Russian. It smells, it smells right. That makes my heart happy. It's sliced though, that I don't like. I tried to find it like not sliced, but because this is like too thin of a slice to actually cube it properly. But let's give it a try. Yeah, it's almost like as if kielbasa and Spam had a baby. Which, I'm not a fan of the texture, and I'm not a fan of the like beefy aftertaste, but honestly, we can work with this. So let's dice it, I guess. We're not even gonna try, I have tried freaking a turkey cold cut. Half a package, but I have a feeling that we're gonna need the entire thing, because after all, it's our, protein. So we're gonna need it. Let's give it a nice little dice. As I said, if it wasn't sliced, I would definitely like try and cube it, but it's pretty thinly sliced, so I'm just gonna, work with what we have. It's interesting like how close this is to Doktorska kielbasa, because I was buying these groceries like with the intent to make it like solely American ingredients. So most of these things are from like Target, not even like a fancier grocery store. And honestly, you guys don't have like that many options when it comes to cold cuts. It's like ham, salami, bologna, and like turkey, and that's pretty much it. And in Russia, we have like so many different types of kielbasa. And for bologna to be this suspiciously similar to specifically this kind is interesting. It's an interesting experience. I hope whenever we get to mixing it will kind of like break up, because it's like all stuck together right now. Also, honestly, I really don't feel like half a pack is enough. We're gonna have to use the whole thing, I think. The pot is also comfortable for like mixing, because also I don't really have super large bowls here, but I feel like the pot is gonna help with like mixing without anything pouring over top. I am making a bit of like a Olivier for one today, because I boiled 7 eggs and like a small pack of potatoes, because I'm alone. But if I were cooking like for guests, as I was when I was back home, I would boil like freaking at least 12 eggs. Let me get just like the half of the half, and then we'll see and maybe add more. I don't know, I don't want to like overwhelm it with this either, because in the end of the day it has a bit of a different flavor. So I don't want to like ruin the entire thing with freaking bologna. You guys are probably like cringing right now, because I know Americans are weird about bologna. Which is interesting for the fact that like it's one of the very few cold cuts that you have available. Now let's go on to the next ingredient. This is gonna be more of a simpler one, but I'm also gonna talk shit about it because y'all Americans are weird. Anyways, so peas, sweet peas, canned, not frozen, because frozen peas are weird. Like frozen peas are okay for like hot dishes, but you guys, Americans, apparently eat peas hot like all the time. Like even the canned peas in the instructions, it has directions how to warm them up on the like stovetop or in the microwave. I'm like, well, get out of here. I'm not gonna eat warm peas. I know that you guys even add peas to pasta. Like the first time I ever saw peas in pasta was in America. You add peas to pasta carbonara. Italians don't add peas to pasta, at least not that I'm concerned of. And also I feel like part of the reason why you guys have like overwhelmingly frozen peas in the market, because for canned peas I had like 2 brand options and that's it. Though I am lucky that this particular one has no added sugar, which is great, which is what I was looking for. But it makes sense since you eat it hot, so you can like defrost it and eat it. But we eat it cold, dude. Like, I don't know, it's just weird for peas to be warm. But also, I don't think I've eaten like straight peas since I was a kid. I think I just eat them like every year with the in the salad for New Year's, and I don't think I've like purchased peas in this past like 10 years for anything besides Olivier. So let's just dump them all in. These are nice peas, they smell good. Anyways, let's just dunk them in. Should we go? Ooh, I drained them, by the way. I drained them pretty well, but they just like squirted. Yeah, let's just do like half a can for now, because I'm like very cautious to like not upset the balance and to not like upset the combination of flavors, because I'm not sure like how much I actually have the ingredients for. So let's just do this for now. By the way, I just tried one and they're like kind of watery actually. They taste different from what I had in Russia. But dude, they're peas. There's only so much like variation available, I guess. They're peas, it's fine. We're gonna be fine, we're gonna be okay. Another ingredient that I was kind of worried for, pickles. Because I usually prefer to make this salad with like cornichons, with like French pickles, that are like marinated with less salt and more vinegar, and that are more savory and sour and like fresh and vinegary. This freaking pea is ruining my life right now. So when I was looking at American pickles at Target, first of all, there's like no way to tell whether they're like salt marinated or vinegar marinated, if that makes sense. And also, why does everything have dill in it? I mean, it's the Russians that are notorious for loving the heck out of dill. It's a thing, Google it. When I was ordering sushi once in Russia, they like came with freaking dill. And unlike most Russians, apparently, I don't like dill, and I don't like dill pickles. And in America, like at least at like the more mainstream, simpler grocery stores, everything is like dill pickle, dill pickle, dill pickles, dill pickle babies, dill pickle. No, I don't want a dill pickle. So I picked up this, which says old-fashioned sweet bread and butter chips, because it was the one can that didn't have the word dill on it. But I still have a suspicion it might still be in there. So let's try these actually. Oh no, are we gonna... It's gonna be one of the times when I wish I had a man. Very rare times. Nope, doing perfectly fine without a man. Anyways, let's try one. And I know that with pickles, you're supposed to leave them open for a while for them to actually become like snappy and crispy, but we're cooking, so. Okay, most importantly, this is okay. This is good. I like them. Less importantly, they are sweet. I guess the can does say sweet, but like, who expects pickles to be sweet? I don't. And also, you're not supposed to even salt this salad usually, because the pickles bring the saltiness, the brininess. But this is actually like more sweet than salty, so I might have to actually salt it. Anyways, let's dice some. What I like about them is that I actually don't taste any dill, first of all, which is freaking great. But also, they are on this like sourer side that I enjoy about pickles usually. But they are very sweet. And if I'm honest with you, I'm a little worried as to how that's gonna influence the taste profile of our salad. Also, they are sliced. Again, wouldn't get them sliced if it wasn't for everything else on earth being dill flavored, but I think we're gonna be able to work with that, right? Another motive for this video, interestingly enough, is that you're supposed to cube pretty much everything for the salad, but I somehow ended up buying things that are very hard to cube. Not like hard as in, oh my god, it's difficult, but as in the way that it's sliced and the way that it comes in the package makes it kind of hard to cube it. I can't really talk about ratios with that much confidence because I'm just like eyeing everything. But I feel like everything should be present somewhat equally. If there's something that you should have a little less of, it would be actually the peas and the pickles. So I'm not like super worried for the pickles because I know they're gonna be a little subdued in this salad. But again, very sweet. They are very sweet. Did you guys also know that apparently you Americans, like in savory foods, you prefer sweeter tastes? And major international fast food chains actually account for that. They account for local preferences of their customer, which is logical, sure, that's what you should do. And one of the examples is actually McDonald's, to where McDonald's overall here is sweeter, like the savory foods are sweeter than they are in McDonald's, say in Russia, because Russians prefer less sweet taste. And Russians actually prefer more like savory stuff and smoky stuff because barbecues, like Russian barbecues, shashliki, is a whole cultural thing. We have this burger called Big Tasty, which I know you guys, I think you guys had it at one point, but it was discontinued. But we had that, we still have it, and we had the wrap too. And the signature like Big Tasty sauce is very smoky, so Russians who love themselves a good shashliki, a good barbecue, really like that burger. It's like one of the best sellers. These pickles are very watery. I hope it doesn't like water down the entire salad. It's also hard to estimate like how many I have since these are slices. I do this one last bunch and then move on to the next and then see whether we need to add or subtract anything, which not like we can subtract anything, but see if we should try and balance it out somehow. These are fun to cut. Sounds weird, but they're like easy to cut. I still can't get over how sweet they are. I'm like, I almost want to try it again to see if I hallucinated it. Like, cause at first it's like very nice. They're very snappy. They're on the sour side, but then the sweetness just like hits you. It's strange. I'm weirded out by these pickles. Fine, I'm more weirded out by bologna anyway, so I'm just weirded out by American food. They're so sweet to the point they're like syrupy. Like I can feel it, like my hands are sticky from touching them. Anyway, I think that's enough pickles for now. Okay, now on to the two main ingredients, I guess you could say. Boiled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, give them like a nice hard boil. I do like 15 to 20 minutes. You just need them to be like hard enough for you to be able to, again, cube them, dice them. And boiled potatoes, which also I'm not an expert on sorts of potatoes that are better for boiling or frying and this kind of thing, so find this information elsewhere. But I just like to use smaller potatoes because they cook through more evenly, because you do need them to be fully cooked, because you're putting them into a cold dish, so you have to have them fully prepared, but also you don't need them like falling apart, because they're gonna like mash into freaking mashed potatoes inside the salad when you try to mix it up. Also make sure to like chill them thoroughly, because it will make it so much easier to cut them. These are the two like prevalent ingredients in the salad. My mother who birthed me, whom you should follow on Instagram at aka.gallery, believes that the eggs are the main ingredient in the salad, that the more egg happens, the creamier and the nicer it feels, and that you should have like less potatoes and more eggs. If I were to equate it to like something in American cuisine, it would most definitely be like either a potato salad or an egg salad, or both, which I know that you guys have both, which by the way, I am a fan of American potato salad. I think it's great, I think it's wonderful, and maybe I'm a fan of it partially because I like this, even though I only eat it once a year. It feels weird to like eat Olivier not for New Year's. Like, I think I've done it a couple of times, but it feels strange. I used some just freaking random potatoes because I bought like the smallest package that they had, because I pretty much only need them for this for now. I know they're from Idaho, the package said it, and I know that Idaho supposedly has the best potatoes. But now, like, I'm cubing them, I'm cutting them, and it feels right. I think it boiled really nicely. They're soft, but they're not falling apart. So again, I know there are different like sorts of potatoes, like russet and golden something. But again, even though I am an avid home cook, and even though I love cooking and I know quite some things about food, I would say that I know more things about food than like an average person, I guess. But with like the sorts of like potatoes and the sorts of apples and the sorts of even lemons, I'm not sure about any of that. I know that I kind of hate Mayo lemons, and I know they're like a divisive subject, because I've seen a lot of hate for Mayo lemons, but then at one point there was like a turning point, and I think it's Test Kitchen that's to blame for that, where suddenly everyone was like, Mayo lemons, only Mayo lemons for cooking, they're the best, yada yada. Not sure about any of that. Yeah, as I was saying, this is very much a potato salad slash egg salad, that they had a Russian baby situation. So for now, I guess let me just dice my potatoes and then deshell and dice my eggs in silence while you watch it in time lapse probably. And after I'm done with these two, we're gonna talk about mayo. Because again, as a Russian, I need to have a conversation with you guys about mayo. Because first of all, I know that Americans are weird about mayo. But second of all, I think now I understand why. So with this little cliffhanger, cut to me just endlessly dicing eggs and potatoes. You know what's another funny thing? I watched a video about knives just yesterday, like, oh, types of knives that every home cook must have. And they had this type of knife on there too. And supposedly it has like air pockets over here, like this like indentations create air pockets when you're cutting stuff, and things shouldn't like stick to the knife because of that. Let me tell you, sticks to the knife perfectly fine, doesn't work. So I ended up dicing all the eggs all 7, and all but 3 small taters. Because again, I'm trying to like eye this and know whether there's balance. And again, according to my mother, eggs are the most important, so we can't slack on the eggs. So this is what it looks like for now. And what's really making my heart happy right now is that it's starting to smell like Olivier. I think we might need more pickles and more bologna, but those are the 2 ingredients that I'm like scared of. So you know what? I'll add in the rest of the peas and I'll try it dry, undressed, and then we'll see whether we need to actually add anything. Mixing it up with my ridiculously large spoon. And now we're gonna take a trying spoon to it, because don't put the spoon that you're mixing with in your mouth. This is such a chunk of bologna right now. This is not gonna give me an impression. Anyways. Yeah, no, definitely more pickles, definitely more bologna. Should I just put the rest of this in there? Sure, what else do I need bologna for? And by the way, even though I do think we need more pickles because this is not salty enough, I do feel the sweetness of the pickles right now. It's like it's so weird because it's an aftertaste. Like at first everything is fine, and then you start to feel the sweetness, and it's really strange. So I'm gonna do like some more pickles and maybe just resort to salt in it actually, because I do not want a sweet salad. Let's do like another nice like stack of pickles. They smell so good too. It's like it's so deceiving because they smell good, and when you bite into them, it's like so good. But then it's like sugar, sugar. I guess the jar does say that they're sweet. Should have known, but you know. This is still better for me personally as a person than if they were a dill pickle, because dill pickles suck. I'm gonna go on record and say it. Dill pickles suck. It's so weird, like when I tried it, like at first you don't feel the pickles at all, and then you feel all the sugar from the pickles. I'm almost like mashing the bologna against the wall so that it like breaks up, because the slices are like so tightly stuck together. This looks good though, honestly. Maybe too many potatoes, maybe, but again, I don't have any eggs to balance it out left, and also I have more potatoes. It's not like I can subtract, I could add, but you know. So this is what it looks like for now. So let's transfer it into the bowl, dress it, and talk shit about mayo, shall we? As a person who lives alone in an apartment, this is the largest bowl that I own right now. But also, since I'm gonna be eating it alone, it's not like I need a super large one anyways. So let's transfer some of this into the bowl. It smells right. And as I said, that makes my heart happy. That makes me feel so festive, you don't even know right now. I think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna work out. Even though, sure, it's gonna be a little different, but... Should I mix it up with my large spoon? Because I'm not gonna be mixing this anymore. I don't think. Just a little more, just for presentation. I'm not gonna eat all of this in one sitting, obviously, but just for presentation. And this would probably go into the fridge now. Okay, so mayo. I have this, which is a very basic mayo. And what I was gonna tell you guys is there aren't many things in this world that I think are better in Russia than they are in the US. Mayo is one of them. There's like a cult of mayo in Russia, specifically around New Year's and specifically because of the salad. But we do put mayo on other holiday salads as well. There are even like jokes that when you're at a holiday dinner, there are like 7 different salads by 7 different aunties, and 6 of them taste like mayo. So mayo is a very culturally important thing in Russia, I guess. Liking mayo is a very European trait too, I know that, but Russia takes it above and beyond. They sell freaking like buckets of mayo at normal grocery stores for New Year's, and people buy them. And people make 7 different salads that all taste like mayo. And American mayo is like more greasy, less creamy, more like, again, sweet almost. I tried this with like a tuna salad and I was okay with it, but it's a mystery how it's gonna work out with Olivier. But anyway, let's try it. And, ooh, the sound was cute. And again, my mama, thinks that you should pretty much just drown your Olivier in mayo. It should be like soupy almost. My dad, whom you should also follow on Instagram at kojevnikov.online, thinks that, on the other hand, it should be kind of dry. Like, it should be coated in mayo, but it shouldn't be wet. I myself am somewhere in the middle. Like, it definitely should be coated in mayo, yes, 100%. Should there be like friggin' mayo puddles in the bottom of the bowl? No, I don't think so. So let's just give it a thorough mix and see. This sounds right. It smells like macaroni in a pot. That's so like that. I think this is right. Also, I'm like cautious about adding too much American mayo because I don't know how it's gonna impact the taste. But this feels right now. So I wanted to salt it, but let's taste it first. This is a good little bite. This is Olivier. This is Olivier. I do very much taste the American mayo. I taste it. And if the pickle sweetness is aftertaste, this is like the first thing I taste. I think salt might actually drown out some of this weird mayo taste, so let's salt it. You can also put pepper in it, but I had black pepper in my potatoes, so I really don't see a reason to put more pepper in it. You don't want it peppery. I feel like this is generous enough. I am honestly amazed that this worked. Let me try and like make it look prettier. I don't know how though. For presentation, like this, right? So this is the final product. This is Olivier. Meet Olivier, the king of Russian holiday dishes, the king of Russian salads, and this is the final tasting. I'm so happy right now. This is Olivier. With some things off, yeah. The mayo is way different. I would much prefer Russian mayo. The pickles, again, would prefer less sweet pickle, but it's not punching me in the face as much. I think the salt countered it, actually. And bologna, honestly, works perfect for this. I told you that there's like a beefy aftertaste to it that kielbasa doesn't have, but I think we completely drowned it out in mayo. Which is the goal for New Year's, which is the reason for the season, to drown everything in mayo. So yeah, you guys, this is Olivier, the traditional French turned Soviet turned Russian holiday salad, and I'm kind of happy. You can hear it, you can see it, that I'm kind of happy that I managed to recreate it from American ingredients. And that means that you can recreate it from American ingredients as well. And if you do happen to do so, tag me on my social media. I'm XeniaDidThat on almost any platform. So if you do end up cooking this, please let me know because I would love to see it. So yeah, you guys, this was your recipe for the king of Russian salads. Happy holidays, happy new year, Merry Christmas if you celebrate, and thank you guys so much for watching my channel this year. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will keep creating lots and lots of different kinds of content for you next year, and I hope you stick around, and I hope you stay with me and continue sharing my journey with me. And yeah, I just hope that you guys feel merry and bright this season. I hope you're happy. I hope you're with your family or with your chosen family, or happy alone, or that you're just genuinely happy because you deserve it and because that's how everyone should feel this holiday season, or any other season for that matter. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, tap the notification bell to never miss an upload in the new 2022 next year. And yeah, I'll see you guys around, and have a good one. Goodbye.